Tom, we don't know the outcome yet in Iraq, and may not for a couple more days. But nonetheless, the U.S. commander, the top U.S. commander in Iraq, Ray Odierno, said on Monday morning that the U.S. is on track to leave and turn over control to the Iraqi security forces. Now, my question for you is, how can he be so sure of that at this point? Is he really?
Right. I think his initial assessment was based on the fact that while there was certainly significant amounts of violence over the weekend and on Election Day yesterday, overall that violence did not impact the voting or the turnout. The voting actually as a percentage of registered voters was higher than national elections a year ago, although a little lower than the last time in 2005. I spoke with General Odierno when he was in town just a couple of weeks ago, briefing the Defense Secretary, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and the President on his plans. And at the time, Jane, he told me that he would take 30, 60, or 90 days to fully be able to decide on the pace of the future drawdown plan. But I think what we heard him say this morning is that thus far, at least, things are going well.
Now, it does seem, and again, it's early, but it's possible that Prime Minister Nouri Kamal al-Maliki won't win a clear victory here, even if he wins at all. So how has that changed the calculation if he's is in some sort of a power-sharing arrangement?
Right. I think from General Odierno's standpoint, he's not going to ignore the politics, but he's looking at the security situation. So in and of itself, negotiations on a coalition government don't necessarily mean the troop withdrawal would have to slow down if they proceeded calmly. And there's, of course, many examples where coalition negotiations do go smoothly, although there's plenty of examples in the region where they don't.
What kind of a sense do U.S. commanders get from the overall security situation from the bombings that we saw on Sunday as the election began?
I think really how you view the security situation on Election Day is sort of a Rorschach test for how you view the Iraq mission. If you want to see the mission going badly, you can point to a very large car bomb in Najaf. You can point to the mortar fire, the rocket fire, the number of bottle bombs that were thrown around Baghdad, the fact that almost 40 people were killed in Baghdad. From that standpoint, you can say there was a lot of violence. But those who want to see this as more of a success, the glass half full crowd will say, look, there were 5,000 polling places across the country. It's a large country, many millions of people turned out to vote, and it was a larger percentage than voted a year ago, so they will view that as a success despite the violence.
Tom, my last question for you, and just quickly, and I don't know if there is a quick answer, but are the Iraqi security forces ready, or will they be by the time the U.S. begins to pull out?
It's a rolling readiness. At the small unit tactical level, Jane, I think they're ready to patrol and control small areas. But at a national level, they are not ready yet. But August, when the combat troops come out, and 2011, when the rest of the U.S. troops come out, that's really a long ways off.
Tom, as always, thanks so much.
Thank you, Jane.